What up YouTube, Yugioh here, and today I'm going to show you that, although I am a Yu-Gi-Oh account, I'm going to show you that I do collect or invest in as well, quite a bit of Pokemon cards. What I have planned for the future is also a difference in similarities between the two, Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but I do think it is important to diversify your collection. What does that mean? Might get into that in another video, but basically what that is to have a little bit of different of everything. So you're basically not putting all your eggs into one basket per se. So here what I have is a bunch of cases of Pokemon, 6-box cases. We have 3 Ancient Origins here. These are Ancient Origins. And these 2 are Flash Fire, 6-box cases. And, you know, again, I'm going to probably shoot another video on the differences, the similarities between Yu-Gi-Oh, between Pokemon, which one's safer, which one's a better investment, you know. But right now, I'll be honest with you, Pokemon, even the newer stuff, now this is the big difference, even the newer stuff with Pokemon is selling very well compared to Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh, the new stuff is not doing as well. A lot of prices on the new stuff have gone down, but again, I'll save that for a separate video. But for now, what I'm going to focus on is Ancient Origins specifically. Here you can see Flash Fire, great product, but I'm going to specify that Ancient Origins right now is super undervalued. And the reasoning is because right now you can pick it up. We are in January of 2017. You can pick the box up of Ancient Origins for 90 bucks. It's gone up actually. It's already starting to creep up to about 100 bucks, even 110 I've seen online on eBay. But if you find the right guy, you can find it for around 95 bucks. I was buying these 3 cases, and I have, what, 6 boxes here? 5 or 6 boxes, single boxes. I was buying it at about 82 bucks a box. This was back a few months ago. I was actually thinking of putting this video up months before, when these boxes were literally available everywhere for like 85, 87, 88 bucks, 90 bucks. But $100. But, you know, what happens with Pokemon, and this is what happens with Flash Fire, it happens with Ancient Origins, every time with the new sets. What happens is they're produce. A good year goes by. Pokemon says, or Wizards of the Coast says, okay, we need to clear out the space for the old stuff. We don't need to keep producing all this old stuff. We need to pump out new products, new stuff, because every few months, well, not, you know, every 3-4 months there's a new product out there. So they say, okay, we're going to cut the production. We're going to cut the production of Ancient Origins, and we're going to move on to Evolutions, for example, which just came out, and we're going to get ready for Sun and Moon that's coming out. So we have to cut something, right? We have to cut the older stuff out. They cut the older stuff out. The supply, simple supply and demand, guys. Supply goes way down on the aftermarket. No one can get this stuff anymore. Prices skyrocket, and all of a sudden, every box you look at Roaring Skies. Roaring Skies, a $250 box. You look at Primal Clash. You look at literally every product. Every product, you see a trend. Once it's out of cease production, the price on the aftermarket just goes through the roof. And it doesn't even have to be a great set, that's the thing. Now granted, Roaring Skies has the Shaman, which makes it a great set. Flash Fire has all of the Charizards, which makes it a great set. But even with Ancient Origins, the reason this was my second investment, big investment of the current stuff in Pokemon after Flash Fire, was because Ancient Origins did have the 3 secret rares, the Rayquaza, the Kyogre, the Groudon. So those who played the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald games, the Mega Mega Rayquaza, so you can see here on the cover. They're all secret rares, so what's going to happen is this is going to dry up even more. These boxes are going to be worth 150, 200 bucks. 200 bucks, I would not be surprised by next year easily to see 200 bucks a box. And the prices on the Rayquaza, Kyogre, Groudon, they're going to start to slowly rise. But again, you're always better off buying the sealed product. That might be another video. You're better off buying the sealed product than buying the actual single cards. Because, unless it's PSA 10s, but even then, people always want the sealed product. I love PSA 10s, don't get me wrong. But, you know, with time, what's going to happen, those PSA 10s, they're going to get more populated. So, people will eventually submit theirs, eventually pull packed fresh ones and try and submit them, or crack 9s and try and get 10s. So what happens with PSA 10s is, as good as they are, you know, and as much money as they are, you look at it, you look at the Charizard and the base set. The PSA 10 is worth, what, like 8 grand? Something ridiculous, maybe even 10 grand. But the box of base set is worth like 12 grand. So the box is worth more than the actual holy grail of the product, which in that case is the Charizard. The box, the odds of you pulling a PSA 10 worthy Charizard are super slim. But people will pay more for the box because of the potential. So everyone wants the box, and there's also box collectors out there. But again, Ancient Origins, my favorite set since Flashfire in terms of investing, because you have the big three of Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, those days. Which now, again, they came out with Alpha Sapphire and or Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. But those were really nostalgic cards, those big three, and they were secret rare, so they're tough to pull. So they're like 1 in 2 boxes around, so they're not like super easy pulls. And then you have like the depth of the set in terms of Lugia-EX, full art. You have Hoopa. Ampharos, I think, had a card as well. I think Hoopa, though, may have been Hoopa's first card. I'm not 100% certain on that, don't quote me, but there's other cards, especially the Lugia, that's a sick card. They can really propel the set, you know, and when you're looking, as we talked about, when you're looking into a set, you looked with Cybernetic Revolution, we did it with Legend of Blue Eyes. If you're looking into a set, you have to look at what the potential contents are. So, is there any card worth 100 bucks in this box? No, there's not. There's not a huge money card like the Charizard and Flashfire. But there is enough depth that will give it the value. There's no Shaman from Roaring Skies in here, not like an $80 card, but it does have enough value, in my opinion, compared to some of the other sets out there. Compared to Steam Siege, you know, Steam Siege is real shaky, to be honest with you. Breakthrough's okay because it introduced the break cards. That's why I like it. That'll be next to go out of print. But Steam Siege, not the best. You know, not the best. But you compare this set. This has the big 3 secret rares. They're not just like trainer cards, so it's not like the secret rares are going to be obsolete when the new format comes out. Or you look at Plasma Blast, I think it has Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball secret rare, it's going for hundreds of dollars, or it was. And what happens if that card becomes obsolete, that card becomes useless, all of a sudden Plasma Blast is not really as desired anymore. But this, I think, has the long-term desirability because it has the 3 iconic cards in it. You know, it has long-term value. Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza. People will always want those guys. It's not a commodity card where they need it for their deck or anything. Same thing with Flashfire. You know, no matter what, those Charizards are going to be Charizards at the end of the day. It's got tons of Charizards in it. And that's about it. Ancient Origins, right now, like I said, go for it if you can buy it. Right now it's starting to go up, you know. If it's out of production. It was out of production as of about a month and a half ago. So if you're looking for something that just might come back, like might go out of production. That's breakthrough. You're better off with that if you really want the $85 price point at a box, around that price point. But even right now, like I said, I was buying these up at 81, 82, 83 a box. Now they're hitting, on the high side, they're hitting about 110, 115. But you could still find them. They're still available around for about 90, 95 bucks. So it's still a solid investment at this point, because, like I said, next year you might be able to double your money on it. Happens with every Pokemon product. They don't reproduce, they don't mass produce it. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, like, for example, legendary decks, all of a sudden it sells out, and what happens? You see 1 million legendary decks back on Target shelves, back on Walmart shelves, after it was exploding in price on the aftermarket. So Pokemon doesn't do that. Once it's out of print, it's out of print. There's no reproduction. With Wizards of the Coast, you don't have to worry about that. The new stuff that's coming out, you know, evolutions and stuff like that, it'll be interesting to see how they respond to the increased demand of Pokemon Go and what's happening. Everyone's buying their cards. Will they start to overproduce their product? That remains to be seen. But for now, you gotta enjoy the ride. You gotta take advantage of the prices you have with Flashfire's already a $300 box, so too late. You know, I mean, it'll still go up slowly. It's like, but at 300, why even buy it at that point? But like I said, I mean, a few years it could be, you could wish you would be 300 bucks, but Ancient Origins still so cheap for what it has. You know, it has the big three. It has secret rares, good quality product, a lot of depth with the full arts as well. It is out of production now, people. Like I said, weaker sets have been out of production and they've gone way up in price. So, you know, when something's out of print, that's the time to really make sure that you're ready for something like this. I think I'm ready. What do I have, like 3 cases and 5 boxes? So about 4 cases. So I'm ready for the explosion of price, like Flashfire. At one time I had 3 or 4 cases of Flashfire, so I did sell a few at a higher price, so I got my money there, liquidity. But that's all. I know, like I said, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, this video is not going to pertain to you at all, but I do find that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players do like Pokemon as well. They collect Pokemon as well, and vice versa. So I do think this could be relevant. Magic the Gathering, I'm not, you know, I can't tell you much about Magic the Gathering. You know, don't know much about that game. But I do know, like I said, these 2 games really, really well. So I have a mix of a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of Pokemon, a lot of video games as well too. But that's just rambling on here. But that's all. Ancient Origins, definitely worth the investment right now. Go out and buy it while you can. If you could find it at about 90 bucks, take it and run, because it ain't ever gonna be 90 bucks again. So, alright guys, we'll have another video probably on the differences probably between Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, the markets, the potential, where I think they might go. And that is about it. If you have any questions, comments, comment below. If you didn't like the Pokemon stuff, let me know. If you like the Pokemon stuff, let me know. Either way. Alright, thanks.